you need help with. If you say you're going to pay something today, then go make sure you pay it. If you don't, that's contempt of court. When I give you a new hearing date, write it down. There's a pen right there, and the hearing date notices are in that basket. And be sure and appear at the next hearing. If you don't, a bench warrant will be issued for your arrest. Then you'll end up in the Lawrence County Jail, and that's not a very good place to be. Okay, we'll go do the reviews first.
When I call your name, come up to the table to your right. Joshua or James A. Scott Tarleton, Chester L. Fugit, Kimberly Jones, Cheyenne Bennett, Nathan Boyd, Eric Summers, and Michael McKee.
I need John for this, Josh. You got 2 out of all those? 6. State your name, please.
Kimberly Jones.
Kimberly Jones.
Yeah.
Do you have something for me?
Yes, I do. May I approach? I faxed it yesterday.
Thank you. Did you call him for the review?
Okay, that's already in there.
He's not here. What's your name, sir?
Michael McKee.
Michael McKee. Now we have Kimberly Jones. Where are you, Kimberly? And Michael McKee. Let's start with Kimberly Jones.
Yeah. I haven't really got much started or accomplished. My mom's been in the hospital since December the 7th, and then we got hospice coming in now. She's just, about a week ago, she got out to come home, and had hospice coming in.
Okay, John.
That's the only thing I can tell you. I haven't got nothing accomplished. I've been working 12 hours a day with my sister, just both of us, 24 hours at the hospital. So she got released about 10 days ago, and she's at home, and hospice is coming in.
What's the other thing that she's got going on around? Just give her another day, about a month out.
February 27th, 2023 at 9 a.m. for review. Are you driving?
Well, what is it? What's the...
February 27th, 2023 at 9 a.m.
Okay, I got it.
Okay, you're not driving, are you?
No, I got somebody else out there waiting.
Excuse me?
I got somebody else out there waiting.
What I'm concerned about you, I want to make sure you're not driving at all.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you for not driving.
Thank you.
State your name.
Michael McKee.
All right, Michael. Have you completed the school yet?
No. I'm in the process of saving up money to pay for the class.
How much will you need?
Like $75.
How much?
75. I got an interview today, so hopefully I get the job. I can pay the rest of it.
Need $75. When's the next school?
There's one February 13th.
Is that right?
Oh, it's on February 2nd.
I hear somebody talking, but I don't know who it is.
Mine's February the 2nd through the 5th.
There's a school on February 2nd. So I'm going to put down here you're going to go to that school, okay? Your next hearing date, write this down. February 27th, 2023 at 9 a.m. And you're going to get the money for the school and go to that next one, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna try my hardest, yes.
Okay? You owe 31 hours community service with Josh.
Your Honor, if I may, he turned community service in this morning. He only owes 19 hours.
Okay. That's good. Very good.
And I also paid on the fine earlier in the week.
When did you do that?
Day before yesterday?
Okay, so that'll reduce your fines to about $660.
Your Honor, that, if he made a payment, that should already be
Yeah.
reflected on there, but
It was a total of $95 I
he
paid.
owes $690.
Yeah.
Okay, correction. You owe $690, but the community service hasn't been,
Yes, he owes 19 hours still.
yeah.
I entered it this morning. It's probably not on the paperwork.
Okay, you're doing well. Get that school done, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, we have several that Ron called that aren't here. And I'm going to call them again. James Scott Tarleton, failure to appear, bench warrant. Eric Summers, failure to appear, bench warrant. Nathan Boyd, failure to appear, bench warrant. Chester Fugate, failure to appear, bench warrant. Cheyenne Bennett, failure to appear, bench warrant.
I guess it's one of those.
Put my schedule right there.
Yes. I don't know if he can. I'm not hearing him. He obviously not hearing us, so.
Who is it?
Is that James?
Scott.
Who is he?
He's on Bluetooth, but I'm not getting, he called me and I walked him through it.
Yes.
There he is. I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Let me have the file.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, can you hear us?
Recording has started.
Can you hear us? Hey, James?
I can hear you. Trying to lost.
Okay.
I'm trying to lost screen.
Yeah, he's trying to get the screen to come up where you see him.
Can you see it every time you're on
Yes.
Okay, state your name, please.
First name Jay, my last name is Scott Tarleton.
And you did attend the Tri-State Driver's Intervention Program, right? You're finished with the
Yes, I did. I think the other day to make sure one of the 10-year-old children. The other day.
I've got it in front of me.
Okay, yes, I completed that.
All right,
I have completed that. I still owe you 275
I had to pay because I was in accident on Christmas. I had showed this to Major, and I haven't been working there since I got back from down there, seeing you guys fixing it, you know.
So when are you gonna pay that?
I'm trying, I know today, I just got, I'm on there,
So what was the
but
answer?
I know I was supposed to have it.
All right, listen, I'm gonna give you a new hearing date, all right? Write this down, okay?
I'll prepare 1 second.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
February 27th, 2023 at 9 o'clock.
Okay, I should have everything done, but sure if I did, right?
Okay, thank you. You're not
Thank you.
driving, are you?
Say it again, sir?
You're not driving, are you?
No, Your Honor, no. I'm in the car with my nephew.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I need to schedule it out. Okay, while she's doing that, I'm going to call it a regular thing.
State of Ohio versus Michelle D. Terry, case number CRB 22818. Michelle Terry. She did not check in, Your Honor.
Michelle Terry, failure to appear, bench warrant.
State of Ohio versus Troy L. Shockley, case number CRB 223-6.
Thank you. Okay. State your name, sir.
Troy L. Shockley.
You've received a copy of the complaint, correct?
Yes, sir. Well, no, I didn't receive the last one for this one. For the last one, she canceled, and then this one, I didn't get it because I've been in OBP for recovery and drugs rehabilitation for 30 days. And I mean, I'm kind of getting mixed signals because when I left the premises or home, and
Wait just a minute.
oh, sorry.
Is this his or not?
That's mine.
So,
go.
That version will work, it just looks a little different.
Thank you. Let the record show that Josh Cooper has handed you a copy of that complaint. I'm going to read it to you. Prosecuting attorney being duly sworn states that Deputy Pizzelli has filed an affidavit, a copy of which is attached here too, stating that Troy L. Shockley at Fayette Township, Lawrence County, Ohio, on or about December 21st, 2022, did recklessly violate a term of protection order issued or consent agreement approved pursuant to 29-19-26 or 31-13-31 of the Ohio Revised Code in violation of 29-19-27 of the Ohio Revised Code, violating a protection order or consent agreement. Said act occurred in Lawrence County, Ohio, is contrary to Ohio Revised Code 29-19-27, violating a protection order or consent agreement, misdemeanor of the first degree. Do you understand the charges and the rights given to you
No, was
earlier
this
today?
yes, sir, was this from like calling, or
Excuse me?
was that from calling them and leaving a message on the machine, or?
Here, I have a very simple question.
Yes,
Did you see the video that Josh showed this morning?
yes,
Do you understand what Judge Capper said on that video?
guilty.
Okay.
But do I get to explain too?
No, wait just a minute, okay?
Sorry, I don't know, I ain't been here in a while.
That's all right.
I apologize.
Do you understand the charges?
Yes,
Okay, now I'm going to make something very clear to you.
yes, sir.
Do not violate that protection order, even if the person that is in favor of says you can.
Yes.
You said, I'm getting mixed signals. You're not getting mixed
That's
signals.
not, I haven't got to explain.
Now listen, the
Sorry.
only signal you get is
Yeah.
from this court, and it says stay away from her. Now,
Okay.
if you decide you're going to do that, you're violating the protection order. I just want you to know that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But she violated it first. When I left the premises, I went straight to OBP. I've been in recovery for 30 days. You know, our fights and our everything was over the drugs. The protection only stayed in effect because I didn't go to court because I was admitted on the 12th.
You don't understand what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, stay away from her.
Okay.
I'm telling you for your own good.
Doesn't that go for her too? She can't contact me through third party or
I
anything?
don't have her file.
I got it at OBP when she called. When I left there, the lady called Mackenzie and said, hey, he's gonna be here
Okay.
for 30 days.
For you,
And she called the next
let me tell
day.
you something.
Yeah.
Stop talking. For you, stay away from her. Don't answer the phone. Don't text. Don't respond to emails. Don't respond to social media. If you do, you're violating the protection order. Now, that's all I can say.
Okay.
Okay, now, that's a misdemeanor of the first degree. Possible consequences are 6 months in jail, $1,000 fine. Now, I'm going to ask you to enter a plea of guilty, not guilty, or no contest. So I'm going to enter a not guilty plea because
Okay.
that's what I hear you say.
Yeah, I've got all the paperwork.
Do you want a lawyer to represent you?
Yes, I do.
Are you employed?
No, sir, I've been in recovery for 30 days.
So you don't have any source of income?
Just my social security and stuff.
All right, are these the only lawyers we have?
So far.
Roger Smith. This is Attorney Roger Smith. He's been appointed to represent you.
Okay.
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
The charge is a violation of a protection order, and if you would impress upon him that even if she talks to him, he can't respond.
I will chat with him, Judge.
All right, thank you. Now, Jasmine, do you think Philip needs to be here on bond?
I think it's okay.
Okay, now, He appeared here voluntarily. What are you asking?
We would ask for no warrant bond, Judge. Since he's voluntarily showed up, I have no reason to believe he won't show up at the next hearing.
$10,000 OR bond. Now, we need to set a pretrial.
Judge, I am here, it looks like every Friday in February.
How about February 10th?
I can do that.
Okay. February 10th, 2023 at
February 10th?
10 a.m. Now, Jasmine, you don't need another protection order, do you?
No, you're on there.
Okay.
Put your phone in there. We'll call you, get you on. Okay, you know the inpatient?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get
30 days.
Are you still going to be there between now and February 10th? We'll put your number just in case yourself.
Okay. I don't have to.
Do you have any kind of phone?
You can call everything.
Okay, I got the number.
Okay.
Thanks.
Mr. Shockley?
Yes, sir.
There's only one way that you can communicate with the person, and that is if the judge says you can. Now,
Is that both ways?
I don't have her file. Ron James is going to be
If she tries to
here
contact you, you ignore her. Don't engage her at all.
on 2/10/23.
And then you call me if she's trying to get a hold of you, let me know, then I'll tell the prosecutor, okay?
Mr. Shotwell?
Yes, sir.
There is no protection order affecting her.
Oh, there isn't?
There is not a protection order affecting her, only you.
Yeah.
So if she tries to contact you, don't respond.
Let me know, and I'll tell the prosecutor.
All right.
I'll give you a call to OVP.
I'll call one of them.
I'll call you to OVP.
All right, thank you.
State of Ohio versus Jason P. Stone, case number TRD 2360 A and B. Jason Stone. He did not check in.
Okay, we've called for Jason Stone. Wes is telling me he has not appeared, and I don't have any response in the courtroom. Failure to appear, bench warrant, thank you.
State of Ohio versus Virginia McGlone, case number CRB 2368.
State your name, please.
Virginia and McGlone.
Josh has handed you a copy of the complaint.
Yes, sir.
Is Mr. McClone here?
Yes.
He is? Where is he? Okay. I had you in court yesterday, right?
Yes, sir.
When did I set your hearing?
You told me to come back this morning with her.
Okay. This morning. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. Do you have his file?
No, he was already arraigned.
Okay, let's go ahead and get his file.
Yeah, I bonded him yesterday.
7/23 at 9 o'clock. All right, we'll do your arraignment. Prosecuting attorney being duly sworn states that Christopher Fields has filed an affidavit, a copy of which is attached here too, stating Virginia McGlone at Fayette Township, Lawrence County, Ohio, on January 23rd, 2022, did with the purpose to deprive Walmart, the owner of property or services, knowingly obtain or exert control over said property or services, to wit, miscellaneous merchandise without the consent of the owner or person authorized to give consent in violation of 2913-02A1A of the Ohio Revised Code, theft, misdemeanor of the first degree in Lawrence County, Ohio. You understand the charges and the rights given to you earlier today?
Yes, sir.
Possible consequences, it's a misdemeanor of the first degree, or $1,000 fine, 6 months in jail. To the charge of theft, I'll ask you to enter a plea of guilty, not guilty, no contest.
Not guilty, sir. I'm an attorney, please.
Excuse me?
I'm not guilty.
All right, and what did you say after that?
I'd like to have an attorney, please.
Okay, and can you talk a little bit louder?
Yeah, I'm sick. I apologize.
That's all right.
I want to represented by an attorney,
Are
please.
you employed?
No, right now I'm unemployed. I'm receiving workman's comp.
So you're not
I was
employed?
injured at work,
It's
yes.
okay. These are still our only lawyers. Is that Tyler Smith? Is that the one we have still? Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith.
I'm good, thank you.
So we'll just do
My
it.
husband got arrested for the same thing, right? His paper. I read his yesterday. My name is not on his paper anymore. My name's been added on this because if you read this, I wasn't caught stealing anything. I had no money. Okay. Yeah, that doesn't make no sense. Thank you. You saw it, yeah, Roger.
Should I go? Should I do it here first?
The reason why I'm confused, I don't know what you just wanted to speak to his attorney.
Mr. Smith, your client, Virginia McGlone, has posted bond.
Okay.
And she's here, and she's posted bond with Salvage Bonding Company. When do you want the pretrial?
A couple weeks is fine, Your Honor.
Remember, we'll put them both at the same time. Pretrial, February 10th,
That's fine.
2023, at 10 a.m.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please stay in. Thank you. Appreciate you, sir. Have a good day. We're finished tonight.
State of Ohio versus Jessica L. Thomas, case number TRC 2372, A and B.
Take your name, please.
Jessica L. Thomas.
You received a copy of your ticket, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The charges are on January 21st, 2023 at 4:34 a.m. in Fayette Township, Lawrence County, Ohio, operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol and/or drugs of abuse. 4511.19A1A, 4511.19A1H, and driving outside marked lanes, 4511.33. Do you understand the charges and rights given to you earlier today?
Yes, sir.
The possible consequences. On driving outside marked lanes, it's a $150 fine and cost. On the OVI, possible consequences are 3 days in jail or the driver's intervention program up to 6 months, $375 to $1,075, treatment optional, 1 to 3 year license suspension, driving privileges after 15 days, restricted plates, license interlock required with unlimited privileges. To the charge of OVI, guilty, not guilty, or no contest, that's operating a motor vehicle intoxicated.
Guilty.
Excuse me?
Guilty.
I'm going to recommend you plead not guilty, and this is a very serious offense. Did you hear what Judge Capper said on the video?
Okay.
With that score, I'm going to recommend that you either hire a lawyer, and if you can't afford one, I'll appoint one for you.
Okay.
So what do you want to do?
Not guilty.
Okay. Are you employed?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work?
I work for the state of Ohio through DODD, and I also work through Circulo Health with DODD.
Okay. Well, those are 2 other reasons why you need to get a lawyer. How much do you make? How much did you make last week?
The paycheck that I got today was $7.92.
And that was for how much? How much time?
It was 53 hours, I believe.
Okay. And you said you had 2 jobs.
Yes.
Did you get paid last week for another job?
I do my timesheets once a month through this job because I'm an independent provider. Roughly, I make about $400 a month through
Okay.
them.
Okay, good. So okay, you make too much to have a court-appointed lawyer, so you're going to have to hire a lawyer. And with the jobs that you have, you need to be represented on this. Okay. How much time do you need? I'll give you a continuance until you,
A couple weeks.
okay. Pre-trial, um, 2 weeks, that would be. February 10th,
I don't think.
write this down. Did you sign a bond? You did appear here today, so it's a $10,000 OR bond.
As long as you appear, you don't have nothing.
When you tell me you made $792 and for 53 hours, that's 1 week, right?
2 weeks.
Oh, okay, 2 weeks. Let me recalculate that.
Yeah, I normally work, I work 40 hours a week at $16 an hour.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
So normally you make $640 a week?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Plus $100 for the other independent job you do, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's try it that way. 740 times 52 equals. Yep, you're still over, so you'll have to hire a lawyer. 38, looks like 38, almost 39,000. All right, we'll see you on February 10th, 2023 at 10 a.m. back here in this court.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Heather K. Barnett, case number CRB 2366.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That was. I got it, Jessica Thompson. Okay. Justice handed you a copy of the summons and complaint, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. State your name.
Heather K. Barnett.
I'm going to go over the complaint with you.
Yes, sir.
States that Deputy Matthew Chen has filed an affidavit, a copy of which is attached here too, stating that Heather K. Barnett at Perry Township, Lawrence County, Ohio, on or about January 23rd, 2023, did with purpose to deprive Dollar General, the owner of property or services, knowingly obtain or exert control over said property or services, to wit, miscellaneous merchandise, without the consent of the owner or person authorized to give consent, in violation of 2913-02A1 of the Ohio Revised Code, theft, misdemeanor of the first degree. Said act occurred in Lawrence County, Ohio, is contrary to Ohio Revised Code 2913-02A1, theft, misdemeanor of the first degree. Do you understand the charges and the rights given you earlier today?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, talk a little bit louder for me, all right? Possible consequences are $1,000 fine, 6 months in jail. I'll ask you to enter a plea of guilty, not guilty, or no contest.
Guilty.
Excuse me?
Guilty.
Okay. Plea of guilty.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to need Mr. Heald. Mr. Heald, good morning.
Morning, Your Honor.
This is Heather Barnett, and she's entered a plea of guilty to the charge of theft from Dollar General. And we're going to proceed to sentencing. Have you had enough time to review the file?
Yes, I just need to read one sentence here, Your Honor.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure that there wasn't an issue of restitution.
Okay, what'd you find out?
Doesn't look like there is.
Okay.
Our recommendation would be 10 days jail suspended to 60 hours community service, $200 fine, 2 years probation, in order to stay out of Dollar General.
Okay, your recommendation is, listen to what I'm saying, okay? This is what the state's recommending.
Yes, sir.
$200 fine plus cost, 10 days in jail suspended, which means you don't have to serve it unless you violate your probation, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
Stay out of all Dollar General stores,
Yes, sir.
60 hours community service,
Okay.
2 years level 4 probation.
Which is what?
Probation, you'll meet with the probation officer, and you'll be on probation for 2 years.
Okay, I don't live here, so,
Well, you'll have to work that out with
Okay.
Mr. Major.
all right.
Your Honor, if I might, when you go out those doors, turn to your left, and go to that office down there and check with Mr. Major, he'll be the probation officer.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, do you understand what the sentence is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. 10 days in jail suspended, $200 fine, plus court costs, stay out of all Dollar General stores, 60 hours community service, 10 days in jail suspended, $200 fine and cost.
Your Honor, the review hearing is August 28, 2023 at 9 a.m.
Now, write this down. Okay, review hearing, give it to me again.
August 28, 2023 at 9 a.m.
August 28, 2023 at 9 a.m. for a review. All right?
Okay.
Be back here on that date and have everything taken care of, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Leanne Gibson, case number TRC 2371, A and B.
Thank you. Thank you. State your name, please.
Leanne Gibson.
Okay. You have a copy of your ticket, right?
Yes.
Okay. You need to talk louder for me.
Sorry.
Right? Thank you. I'm going to go over your complaint with you. January 22nd, 2023 at 2:46 a.m. in Union Township, Lawrence County, Ohio, operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol and/or drug of abuse. 4511.19A1A, 4511.19A1D, and turn signal violation 451139. You understand the charges I just went over with you and the rights given to you on the DVD?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. The possible consequences of an OVI misdemeanor of the first degree, 3 days in jail or the driver's intervention program up to 6 months. $375 fine to $1,075 fine, treatment optional, license suspension 1 to 3 years, driving privileges after 15 days, restricted plates optional, license, and interlock required with unlimited privileges. To the charge of operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol, drugs, and abuse, guilty, not guilty, or no contest.
Not guilty.
And I'll enter a not guilty for the turn signal violation too. You want a lawyer to represent you?
Yes, please.
Are you employed?
I am not.
You have no source of income?
My husband.
Okay, are you employed though?
No.
We still have 2 lawyers. Okay, Roger Smith. Oh, wait. Luke Steyer's here, right? Yes. Thank you. Did you sign a bond with a bonding company? Okay. This is Attorney Luke Steyer. Leanne Gibson, she tells me she has no source of income. And she's been charged with OVI and turn signal.
Is this a urine screen case?
Breath.
Okay.
And She's not under a bond with Sowards, but she has voluntarily appeared here today with no problem. She's an Ohio resident. Let's talk about bond first.
We would ask for an OR bond, Your Honor.
$10,000 OR bond.
That means that you signed your name with, you show you don't have to pay anything. Sign your name.
Pre-trial, Mr. Dyer.
th Your Honor.
That's a good day. Pre-trial, 2/17/23 at
10 o'clock.
10 a.m. Plea of not guilty on both charges of Luke Steyer, $10,000 OR bond. Anything else, Mr.
No,
Steyer?
that'll be all for the moment. Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Timothy Clark, case number TRC 2373 A and B.
State your name, sir.
Timothy C. Clark, Your Honor.
You received a copy of your ticket, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to go over the complaint. It states that on January 22nd, 2023 at 3:25 in the morning in Fayette Township, Lawrence County, Ohio, operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol or drug of abuse, 4511.19A1A, 4511.19A1H, driving outside marked lanes, 451133. Do you understand the charges and rights given to you earlier today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Possible consequences on the driving outside marked lanes is a $150 fine and cost. On the OVI, misdemeanor of the first degree, 3 days in jail or the driver's intervention program, up to 6 months. $375 to $1,075 fine. Treatment optional, 1 to 3 years license suspension, driving privileges after 15 days. Restricted plates, optional. License interlock, required with unlimited privileges. To the charge of OVI, guilty, not guilty, or no contest.
Not guilty, Your Honor.
We'll enter a not guilty on the marked lanes. You want a lawyer to represent you?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you employed?
I am.
Where do you work?
The Huntington Fire Department.
Okay. And how much do you make a week?
A week, about 500.
Is that your only source of income?
It is, Your Honor.
Do you have any children?
I do not, Your Honor.
No children? Okay, you make too much money for a court-appointed lawyer. So you're going to need to hire lawyers, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
How much time do you need?
Probably 3 to 4 weeks, Your Honor.
Makes 26,000. All right, write this hearing date down. February 17th, 2023 at 10 a.m. You need to hire a lawyer and notify the court. Have your lawyer call the court and tell us that he or she represents you. You have appeared here in court with no problem, and I'm going to set it at $10,000 OR bond. Okay, that was.
As long as you show up, you don't have to pay that. Just go back on that side.
Okay.
State of Ohio. State of Ohio versus Zachariah Curry, case number CRB 19920, A and B.
State your name, please.
Zachariah Curry.
Mr. Curry, you were supposed to be here on last week, exactly 1 week ago. Why weren't you here?
I lost track of time.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask that the clerk withdraw the bench warrant, okay? And I'm going to turn this into a review hearing. You owe $420. When are you going to get that paid?
Soon,
When?
soon.
Okay. What does, define soon to me?
The 4 days of community service.
So you're going to work community service instead
sir.
of pay the fine?
Mhm.
That's great.
Your Honor, he came in and talked to me about that.
Great. See, this is what I said in the beginning. This is what you need to do. Then you don't have to keep coming back. You get off probation. Let's see here. Yeah. As soon as you get this fine and cost paid, you'll be released from probation. You won't have to keep coming back here.
Sounds good.
227. Write that down. Don't lose track. No, let's make it, let's make it 2/27/23 at 9 a.m. for review. Will work. Community service to reduce fine. And are you employed otherwise? Do you have another job?
Self-contractor,
You're a subcontractor? What kind of work do you do?
everything.
Everything? If you get these fines paid, you won't have to come to court anymore. And you get this probation taken
I put a
care
book
of.
down already.
Excuse me?
I put a book down already.
I didn't hear what you said.
I put 100 down already,
Oh, when did you do that?
just a few minutes ago.
That's great. So now you're down, did you get that on there, Dorothy?
I don't show a payment unless he made it online.
Okay, he made
I
it
went in there, I
today.
got the receipt.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, we're not
Receipt
disputing
number
that.
144796, $100.
Okay, now, that reduces it to 420, right?
It would already be on there, Your Honor. Just a minute. I checked 270 is what he owes.
Well, isn't that great? So you're down to 270 is what Dorothy's showing, even though the report says 420.
That just probably wasn't updated, Your Honor.
Okay, you're on your way. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Make him your best friend. All right?
Sounds good.
We'll see you 2/27/23 at 9 a.m. You're going to work community service to reduce your fine, get it all taken care of, and get off probation. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Joseph S. Cup, case number CRA 2159, TRC 20-2048, A, B, and C.
Josh, we need Luke Steyer. Attorney Luke Steyer is here in the courtroom. Mr. Steyer, I know you don't know about this case because it's not on your docket, but this is Joseph Cup. He was supposed to be at back in 2021, a preliminary hearing in 2021, and you just voluntarily came in today, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. He's been under at Riverside Recovery Services and OVP, so this is a strange case. He's getting treatment, but he should have been in court 2 years ago. So, what do you want to do, Mr. Dyer?
Your Honor, was this my case originally?
Yes, it is.
Okay, well, I don't have any familiarity with the file at this point, so what I'd like to do is set this to come back at a later date. Are you inpatient?
Yes, sir.
How soon are you going to be expected to be completed?
He has at least 60 more days.
Okay, so we've got a little bit of time to work with on this. If we could just set this back for the 17th, I'd ask that he be given an OR bond with the requirement that he remain compliant with treatment, and then give me a chance to pull my old file and refamiliarize myself with the case.
He's under a $2,000 OR bond now, so that'll continue.
Okay.
This is an unusual circumstance. I normally wouldn't do what Mr. Steyer's asking, but I'm going to do it, but it's something I've never really seen before. So bond continues. Set it for 2/17/23 at 10 a.m. And he's got a good report from...
Yeah, I see that, Your Honor.
All right. And by that time, you'll figure out what's going on with the case.
What time was that, Your Honor?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus Brianna Smith, case number TRC 18-1191, A, B, and C.
Thank you.
Say your name, Brianna.
Brianna Smith.
Okay, you were supposed to be here on 1/20/23. Why weren't you here?
I had the flu. Me and my son both had the flu.
Okay, you said I had the flu.
Flu A. I was sick.
Okay. Dorothy, withdraw the bench warrant, please. And we're going to turn this into a review hearing, which that's what it would have been. Are you well now?
Yeah, feel a lot better.
Don't be dragging that in here.
Nope.
you paid some today, and you owe $375 probably minus what you paid today. So, is that right, Dorothy?
$355, John.
So it's down to $255. I don't understand how that happened, but,
$355?
oh, $355, thank you. Thank you, that makes more sense. All right, now how are you gonna get that paid?
I'll probably pay that before I come back,
How much?
before time to come back. It's
You'll have it done
$355?
before then?
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't have to come back if I pay it right.
wait just a minute. Write this down. Okay, Josh, she says she's going to pay the whole thing off, and her probation, this is 5 years, so I'm going to say, if she pays it off, release her, have John release her from probation, okay?
Yes,
Now,
sir.
and you won't need to be here, but you have to pay it before then,
I
okay?
will.
Now, I'm going to write this down. Okay, we withdrew the bench warrant. You're going to pay $355 before the next hearing. Your next hearing is 2/27/23. And John's in the courtroom now. If she pays this off before then, John?
Yes, sir.
If Rihanna pays her $355, this is a 5-year term, and it's a 2-year probation. It's been 5 years, release her from probation.
Okay.
Thank you. And you don't have to show up, but be sure you contact John.
Okay.
I'll give her a card, Your Honor.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Shady Hatfield, case number CRB 18-1009.
State your name, please.
Shane Hatfield.
Why weren't you here on 1/20/23?
I had everything saved on my phone, on my planner, and my phone had got master reset, and I lost track, and
Okay, that's
my
good enough.
fault.
Dorothy, withdraw the bench warrant, please. I'm going to turn this into a review hearing. I have, oh, you've already done it. Thank you. The record that I have here in front of me, and we just got this file, so it may not be updated, is that you owe 30 hours community service and $285.
Yes, I'm with the community service. I'm currently in drug court in Huntington, and I'm on home confinement over there. I've been doing community service work through home confinement, which was acceptable from you guys. Honestly, I should be done. Only thing I have to do is go over there and have them to fill out the paperwork. They have kept my home confinement community service paper, and I can get that back over here as soon as I can pay something. So
Okay, now, the gentleman who knows all about that is standing right here, Josh Cooper.
Yes.
He will tell you what this court will approve.
I think it was approved by him.
It was approved, Your Honor. I just need to, it needs to be brought to me.
And Your Honor, he owes $335.
Okay, now, this is a 2018 case. And you owe $335. And do you think he got all of his community service done?
He doesn't have my updated sheet. I turned one in last time. I was about halfway done, but since then, I almost guarantee I've worked over 30 hours of it.
Then he would get credit against his fines?
Anything he's done over the community service will go toward his fines, yes.
Okay. Now, what can we do to get you off probation? And here's how that happens. You do all your community service and pay all your fines and costs. When will that be?
Hopefully within the next month and a half.
Okay? We're going to give you a hearing on yeah, that's good. February 27th, 2023 at 9 o'clock for review. And you need to get with Josh and make sure you have all of your community service turned in. And then see if he'll tell you then how much you owe. And then I'm going to write on here that you're going to try to get everything done by the next hearing. All right?
Okay.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Gage Henson, case number CRB 2371.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. State your name, please.
Gage Henson.
Josh just handed you a copy of the summons and complaint, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and we'll go over it with you. Prosecuting attorney being duly sworn states that Deputy Pizzelli has filed an affidavit, a copy of which is attached here too, stating that Gage Henson at Perry Township, Lawrence County, Ohio, on or about January 24th, 2023, did recklessly cause inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm to another by engaging in fighting and threatening harm to persons or property, or in violent or turbulent behavior in violation of 291711A1 of the Ohio Revised Code, disorderly conduct, misdemeanor, minor misdemeanor. And this act occurred in Lawrence County, Ohio. It's contrary to Ohio Revised Code 291711A1, disorderly conduct, minor misdemeanor. Minor misdemeanor, the possible consequences are $150 fine and cost. Do you understand the charges and the rights given to you earlier today?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. To the charge of disorderly conduct, a minor misdemeanor, I'll ask you to enter a plea of guilty, not guilty, or no contest.
Guilty.
Guilty?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to need Philip here.
misdemeanor disorderly. It came in as an assault. There's 2 people charged. The other party hasn't been arraigned. And we reviewed it yesterday and decided it's disorderly, not assault.
So what's he plan?
He pled, and it's just a minor misdemeanor that the judge will
Okay.
The code that
Mr. Hill, this is Gage Henson. He's been charged with a minor misdemeanor, and he's entered a guilty plea. And we have a companion case to this, which I haven't called, Ron hasn't called yet. Are you ready to do sentencing on this one?
Yes, Your Honor.
You want me to go ahead and do the companion case?
Well, that might not be a bad idea. We'll see
Okay.
what the other person
Or
wants to do.
which would you rather? Go ahead and do sentencing or bring him up and do the?
I think we could just go ahead and do sentencing on this
Okay.
one. Our recommendation would be $100 fine and court costs.
How much are the costs?
10.
So, Mr. Hill is recommending pursuant to your guilty plea, just the bare minimum, $100 fine, court costs. Do you have anything to say on that?
No, sir.
No probation, no nothing, right, Mr. Hill?
There would be a final pay date unless he can pay it in full today.
What is it?
The final pay date is April 25th, 2023.
You're not asking for probation or anything, right? All right.
No, Your Honor.
Can you pay that today?
Not today,
All
but
right.
I
You
can.
have until April 25th, 2023 to pay it. I'm going to adopt the recommendation that Mr. Hill presented. It's a $100 fine plus court costs of $110 and a final pay date of 4/25/23. All right?
All right.
You're finished.
State of Ohio versus Addison Linthicum, case number CRB 2369.
On the last one.
Thank you. State your name, please.
Addison Linthicum.
On the case numbers 2369. Do you have a copy of the complaint? Did you hand it to her, Josh?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm going to go over the complaint with you, Addison. States that Deputy Pizzelli has filed an affidavit, a copy of which is attached here too, stating that Addison Linthicum at Perry Township, Lawrence County, Ohio, on January 24, 2023, did recklessly cause inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm to another by engaging in fighting, in threatening harm to persons or property, or in violent or turbulent behavior in violation of Section 29-1711A1 of the Ohio Revised Code, disorderly conduct, minor misdemeanor. Said act occurred in Lawrence County, Ohio, is contrary to Ohio Revised Code 29-1711A1, disorderly conduct in Lawrence County, Ohio. Do you understand the charges and the rights given to you earlier today?
Yes, sir.
Possible consequences, maximum $150 fine plus costs. I'll ask you to enter a plea of guilty, not guilty, or no contest.
No contest.
Okay. Okay, on the no contest plea, I need to read this whole thing, so it's going to take a while, unless you wait the reading. Is it all right if I don't read it?
That's fine, whatever you feel comfortable with.
Okay, it'll take 5 minutes to read it.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Have you read it?
Yes, sir, I was reading
Then I
it.
won't read it. Plea of no contest, finding you guilty based on the affidavit. Proceed to sentencing.
This is a companion to the last case, Your Honor, so we would ask for the same disposition.
What Mr. Hill is asking for is a $100 fine and cost. Do you have anything to say about that?
I can pay today.
Okay.
Do you guys accept card?
We do not at the counter, we do it online, we could get the web address from up front, but Your Honor, you should go ahead and give the final pay date.
What was it?
Sure that we'll just cancel that one. April 25th, 2023.
Do you understand what Dorothy just said?
If I don't pay it before April,
You have until April 25th, 2023 to pay it. It's a $100 fine and cost. And you can use a credit card, but you have to do it on the internet, right?
That's correct, Your Honor. She could get a copy of this entry that will have.
Okay?
okay, so I go right here and get that?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. That's all?
Yes.
State of Ohio versus Levi Schaefer, case number PRD 222675, A, B, and C.
State your name, please.
Levi Schaefer.
All right. A bench warrant was issued for you for failing to appear on January 20th, 2023. Why weren't you here?
I looked at the date wrong on the paper.
All right. Dorothy, withdraw the bench warrant. Now, when Attorney Stratton is the lawyer, when are you, he got all these cases continued today, he's not here.
I won't have to do, I'm going to find out.
Withdraw the bench warrant, please. Hold on a minute. Don't leave, okay? February 10th. Your next hearing is February 10th, 2023 at 10 a.m. Did you write that down?
You said February 10th?
February 10th, 2023 at 10 a.m. for a pretrial.
Okay.
Yeah. Tape that to your refrigerator, okay?
Yeah, I will.
All right, we'll see you then.
State of Ohio versus Kerry Wheeler, case number CRA 22765, A and B, CRB 22776. This is Mr. Morford's case.
Is Mr. Morford here? We're going to need Mr. Morford. State your name, Ms. Wheeler.
Carrie
Wheeler.
Okay.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Attorney Morford is here, and Mr. Morford, I know you don't know anything about this case because it's not on your docket, but,
I do actually have the file.
oh, good.
This is, we've been visiting this case regularly here in the last week or so.
Okay,
Last
well, she
year or
was
so.
supposed to be here on 1/23 and failed to appear. What was the reason she failed to appear?
I would say in treatment.
Okay.
Yes, in
Withdraw the
Cincinnati.
bench warrant. Now, what are you prepared to do today?
Your Honor, I don't think we've received an offer from the state. We've discussed this briefly. It's my understanding the victim does not want the case dismissed.
Does not want the case dismissed, and despite what we've been told by Ms. Wheeler several times in the past, he does not want her at home. I don't know whether she's been back home or to his house, and I don't know exactly what their moving arrangements have been, but Daniel Wheeler is the alleged victim, and I've asked to get the file because we didn't have it on the docket for today. But he has contacted me and made me very aware of the fact that he does not want her around under any circumstances. Now, she's supposed to be in treatment, and she comes in here today, and apparently she's not in treatment now. So,
Well, Mr. Morford, I'm going to give you a chance to talk to your client and then come back. All right?
Thank you, Judge.
Do it today.
I had two people waiting to talk to me, and then I'll see Miss Wheeler.
All right, take a number.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Going to take a brief recess, maybe 2 minutes. You can get ready for your pre-trials.
Are they recalling Carrie Wheeler back?
yes.
Okay, because I'm like, what happened?
You know, that Daniel Wheeler's called me several times.
I was like, no, about what happened. I was like, he must be calling us different numbers. The number of Jesus is good.
Yeah, here, I got the number. Yeah, it's a different number. In fact, I'm gonna call him right now.
Okay, court will be back in session, please. We're ready for pre-trial. State of Ohio versus Brenda Griner, number TRC 22-2709, A and B.
Brian Cummings is here representing the defendant. The defendant is here. Philip Hield is here for all these cases.
Your Honor, discovery is ongoing in this matter. Could we reset this for another pretrial on February 13th?
Mr. Hield, your response?
We're not opposed to that, Your Honor.
Pre-trial set for February 13th, 2023 at 10 a.m.
What do we need to get you, Mr. Cummings?
I've got stuff on that to give you.
Okay.
I think currently you guys have given me an idea. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Shakra Kolanoff, case number 22, TRC 2680, A, B, and C.
We're here on a pre-trial, and Brian Cummings is here representing the defendant. The defendant is here.
Your Honor, this is one in which evidentiary issues are numerous. It's going to be very difficult for us to prove this case. So we are going to nolly those charges.
We have no objection, Your Honor. We would agree with the state.
Based upon this statement of the state of Ohio, the state's going to nullate all three charges, correct? All three charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I approach? I've got a entry for driving privileges on another case.
Yes. Did Mr. Head sign that? Is this set for today?
State of Ohio versus Tracy J. McDonald, case number TRC 22-2574, A, B, C, D, and E.
Roger Smith's here representing the defendant. The defendant is here. Where are we in this case? Mr. Smith?
Judge, this is a case where we've been monitoring Mr. McDonald's progress, wherever the court has. He's got another good report. He says it's about 3 months until he's going to graduate. That sound about right? Yeah. If we can maybe come back half of that time, maybe 6 weeks instead of 30 days, since he's been doing well. Have one more review in anticipation. It'll be resolved at the, in or about the, or on or about the date he graduates the program.
Do we have a report?
Yes, sir.
May I have it?
You got it?
Thank you. Hold on just a minute. What is your name, sir? Derek Berry. Okay, thank you. The report looks good. It's dated 1/20/23, I believe. Yeah, no, 1/27. Wait a minute. Okay. Should that be 1/27/23?
Yes. Oh, yes.
All right, now, when do you want another hearing?
Judge, I was thinking, he's got, sounds like another 12 weeks or so, about the half, 6 weeks out. Possibly if the state doesn't oppose that because he's doing well, I don't know.
Give me a hearing date.
Oh, then I'm available, sure.
You want to make it in 6 weeks?
Roughly, Judge, and I think then we'll come back one more time in that 6-week mark and hopefully get resolved when he graduates. I'm looking, I am here Friday, March 10th.
All right, how's that?
Your Honor, we possibly have a jury trial set that day, so we're trying to keep that docket a little light.
I could do Monday the 13th if we don't mind putting it on Monday.
March
13th, yes, sir.
March 13th, 2023. For pre-trial,
I'll do these pre-trials.
10 a.m. All right, sounds good.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Gregory McNeely, case number CRB 23-3. Gregory McNeely.
Dismiss the case. Been assessed for alcohol and drug treatment. Have you ever been assessed for alcohol and drug treatment? That's different.
Roger Smith's here on behalf of the defendant. The defendant is here.
What is the charge here? Okay.
Who is this, Robert? You're going to do alcohol counseling? Okay.
Get dismissed if there's no further problems, which I'm assuming there won't. But he wants you to get assessed for alcohol counseling. Do you have an Ohio medical card? Yeah. Okay. Now you want to do that? Give an assessment, see if you.
Zachary Atkins.
That's your nephew, right? Yeah. He's not here. He's not here, Judge. According to my client. Judge, I think, speaking with the prosecutor and with my client, this is one, the alleged victim is my client's nephew. He would like to see him at least have an alcohol assessment. I'd like to reset this one for 90 days with the anticipation that it will be dismissed at that time upon payment of cost, and my client has an alcohol assessment, and if he's required to go to treatment, he complies with any treatment that's recommended. He does have an Ohio medical card, so I'm sure one of the providers here could talk to him before he leaves today about that assessment.
Your Honor, we want to make sure that we know what the assessment yields first before we set off on the 90 days. Sometimes what happens is, the assessment doesn't really get at maybe what we feel like the issues are. So we'd like to know what the answer to the counseling needs are before we, not that we're going to withdraw the 90-day continuance part of it, we just want the assessment done. Come back, see what the assessment is, and then agree to the 90 days. We could even start the 90 days today.
Who are you recommending for the assessment?
We don't oppose any of the providers that the court uses.
He lives in South Point, and yes, have an Ohio medical card. I don't know South Point who. Derek?
I can do a quick assessment.
Okay.
Yeah, if that can be done today, then that'd be great.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. Unfortunately, actually, yeah, well, I know, but we can't. All I can do is represent you on this insurance. It's not dismissed.
Please. Come on up here. Do you have a card, business card? Okay. And when are you going to do the assessment? Really? Okay. Now, how do you spell your organization? Oh, Bethesda. All right. Derek Berry from Bethesda is going to do an assessment today, he tells me. All right, now where does that put us?
Well, if that can be done, and then we could have it recalled and find out what the treatment needs are, then we'd know today before we start the 90 days.
That's fine, Judge. We might as well do it while he's here, if he's available.
All right. Sounds good, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Hey, can you bring me one of your cards, please?
Yeah.
State of Ohio versus Mark H. Oden, case number CRB 22185, CRB 22183A and B, CRB 22182, CRB 22159, CRB 21901
Okay, are you going to Ohio now?
Yeah, I'm staying with someone that's in my apartment's ready. But I don't want to do it there because my apartment's not ready yet. It has to be facility.
How long is it wait for your apartment's ready?
I mean, I would say for this period, just be on the right side. He said you.
That's fine. And this is all sentencing stuff, right? Okay.
Or the local watch receipt.
Mr. Hill?
Well, Your Honor,
Yes.
the last time we were here on January 6th, it was discussed that he still had some electronic monitoring according to prior sentences that had been handed down. And that hasn't been done yet, but it's my understanding that Mr. Oden is going to be moving from Huntington back over here to Lawrence County, and he'll be able to do the electronic monitoring at a later date. So we don't have a problem with continuing until we can get back and he's moved back, and then that monitoring can be arranged.
Judge, can we use that March 13th date?
Yeah, we can, but I see 5 files here and they all involve violating a protection order.
It's been a serious situation. He also had a case in common pleas court in which he's now on community control for the felony offense. So he's being monitored by the Bureau of Community Corrections and the police court, and he still had this electronic monitoring pursuant to his sentence here. And
well, is your client, does he understand, 5 files?
Yes, sir.
He's already pled guilty.
Yes, sir. I check in with my PO every week, to Ironton. I do community service. I do what I need to do.
And part of the problem was, he was in West Virginia, he's just moving back. His apartment's gonna be ready about 3 weeks. That's why I was thinking March 13th, he should be in his apartment beyond the monitor at that point and fulfilling his obligation to the court.
You know what? He only owes $25. No, he owes 25 plus $235 and the home monitoring. Are you saying it's going to be done before the next hearing?
He should be on it, because his apartment should be ready in 3 weeks, correct?
No, I have a question. I have other things going around with my other probation, in Ironton. I have to pay for anger management and all this other stuff as well. And they said $600 up front. That's a lot of money. And I'm already working 2 jobs. I'm doing what I have to do. I work every day. I'm leaving here and going to work.
it was our anticipation, Your Honor, that the issue of the timing of his GPS would be held off until March the 13th, that we didn't anticipate that he would have gotten it done by then necessarily.
Okay. He would be on the monitor by that point.
So the date is?
March 13th, Judge. That's a little more than a month out. That he'll be in his apartment. He should be on the GPS at that point, and then he can fulfill that obligation to the court.
So I'm going to set the hearing for March 13th, 2023 at 10 a.m. And the issue of electronic monitoring will be dealt with at that time.
Yes.
That's right.
Thank you.
Are you going to do an entry for me on that?
No, normally don't, Your Honor, I just noted it in the docket. If you want one, I can.
Yeah, let's do an entry, continuing the case to 3/13/23, and the issue of electronic monitoring will be heard on that, at that time. And you're going to try to get all of your fines and costs paid, is that right?
I haven't even touched base with my fine. I know I have fines here with this court and then that court, and I just went on probation right away. And I'm just trying to listen to that judge as well, and then to you guys as well. So I'm trying to do what I can do.
Okay, then, but he will try to make payments on his fines and costs before then. All right, this will be the main file then, I didn't write it down on my way. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Ohio versus Christopher Smith, case number CRB 22741 A&D.
The only thing that she's doing is
Thank you.
It shouldn't be much longer before it's turned out.
Yeah, usually about 30 days is what I've always been told.
Right. It's been about 2.5 weeks. So it's
a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's I would say another week and a half probably. maybe 2 weeks.
All right. Roger Smith is here. Aaron Sowers is here. Christopher Smith is here, of course. Mr. Smith, Aaron has provided me a good report, except testing positive for the one substance, which the next report, it can't have that.
Yes, Judge, he advises that's been about 2 weeks, and I've always been told the rule of thumb is about 30 days, it'll still stay in your system. So if we could come back, say February 17th, that's a little more than 2 weeks, I expect he will have a completely clean drug screen. Is that correct, Chris?
Yes, sir. 100%.
Is that right, Aaron?
Yeah.
We're going to continue this and until February 17th, 2023 at 10 o'clock. And you'll have a negative screen at that time, and then we're going to do sentencing at that time?
I believe we could, Judge, if he has a clean screen.
All right.
I think that's the state's intention.
Good luck. Thanks,
All
Aaron.
right, thank you.
What was the date again, sir? February what?
17th, 2023 at 10 a.m. for a pretrial.
Thank you, sir. You have a nice day.
Thank you. You too.
Central High versus Thomas Bass, case number TRC 222579, A, B, C, and D.
Insurance paper.
Insurance is on the phone, but I don't know the password. And this one's fine, but he is helps out in the car. They'll get the password.
Because you gotta show proof as long as you do it by 4 o'clock today.
Okay, I have it all.
Okay, as long as you can get almost a chance where if you don't show, they get it.
And then I'm going behind. This is the runner's test, and I'm going today with the actual test too.
Okay. Judge, we were here, I guess it's been a week or 2 or 3 ago, that we got the state highway patrol lab results. They showed no drugs at all in my client's system. The state was going to dismiss the charge. The only problem was it shows on the ticket he didn't or she did not provide proof of financial responsibility. She has that available. She has to get a password out of the car. I'm assuming the state would still dismiss it, and she understands if she doesn't show that by 4 o'clock today, it's going to go to the B&B and trigger a suspension, which is going to be a nightmare for her.
Your Honor, if I may,
Was there-
I'm looking at the computer, it looks like the OBI was dismissed on December the 30th. It already went in as a dismissal. Is there an entry in the file, Your Honor, for that? It's showing the open cases are the no OL, the turn signals, and the driving while texting. But if that was dismissed, it shouldn't affect the insurance.
Oh, good. That's, yeah, I'm just worried.
Roger, what about this driver's license?
This is
Just in the process of getting that, just,
No, well, oh, okay.
you want to take the actual driving test?
Yes, that too. I go to that too.
She goes to that.
Okay.
okay.
I'm taking
Now,
that today too.
Mr. Smith,
Yes, sir.
is it your understanding that all the charges are going to be nollied?
I believe so.
We had kept the driving without a license charge and whatever other turn signal. Those were pending still, and the issue of the insurance was one of the primary reasons why we came back today. Also, we wanted to make sure that a valid driver's license was obtained, which apparently the process is ongoing.
She has passed the written test. She goes today at 2 o'clock for the physical driving test. Am I correct?
Correct.
And so that's to be done. I guess we could come back, but I just want to be acknowledged everything at this time. Given she's done everything the court's asked her to do.
prosecutor usually doesn't nolly the DUL, no OL. But maybe in this circumstance you would if she comes up with a valid driver's license.
Well, we would, once the license is actually obtained, and I understand the steps have been taken.
Yes.
The question is, do we need to come back one more time for proof to be shown?
I think we should to complete your case. Now, are you going to pass that test today?
Yes.
All right.
Been practicing, ready to go.
It's the driving today?
Yes, at 2 o'clock.
Yes.
Well, good luck.
She passed the written test. I've got proof of that. She needs to do the actual driving test.
That's excellent. Now, so what we're saying is, you're going to dismiss everything if she comes back with a valid license.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
And if she could get proof to me before the next hearing, if I give that to the state, I'm assuming she wouldn't have to come back. If I can show a physical photocopy to the prosecutor, we put it in the file.
Let's put a date on it anyway.
Just to sure.
When is?
I am here every Friday in February.
All right. When would be convenient for you? How about 2/10?
That should work.
That should work.
2/10/2023 at 10 a.m.
Yes.
Okay.
Proof of that. 210, you have to show. There's my email address at the bottom. The screenshot of it, and I'll get the prosecutor. Give her right on this.
No, okay. You can keep this.
Okay.
All right.
For you, just so you don't forget the date.
If you come up with a valid driver's license before then, the state has committed to nolly the other 2 cases.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You can do it.
Show up. I'll put that in your file. Appreciate it. Thanks.
State of Ohio versus Michelle D. Terry, case number CRB 22818.
Okay. Where's Michelle Terry?
She's
here. Michelle Terry.
Spoke with her. She's outside the door. Judge, we're here on our own. My client would waive reading of the criminal complaint. I would enter not guilty plea on her behalf after pre-trial be set in this matter.
Okay. So she's been served.
Yes, sir.
She understands the rights, waives the arraignment procedure, understands the maximum consequences, and enters a not guilty plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Roger Smith is here.
Yes, I've been retained, Your Honor.
And he's the one that's been talking on behalf of Michelle Terry. Michelle Terry is here, and this is a misdemeanor charge, and she is here to issue a bond.
We're not opposed to an OR bond, Your Honor. We are going to request a protection order.
$10,000 OR bond.
We also want to make sure that Ms. Terry and the alleged victim don't have any reason where they have to be in the same vicinity.
They don't, as far as I do. You have reason to be around her. Well, we're fine with that, Judge.
When do you want the pretrial?
I'm going to file discovery before I leave, the 10th or 17th of February. So don't leave it till January. And I'm good with either of those dates. The state's usually very quick about answering discovery if I file it today.
One place. All right, protection order has been signed. $10,000 OR bond. Roger Smith, the attorney. He's asked for a pre-trial on 2/17/23 at 10 a.m.
Be fine, Judge.
Thank you.
What's the date you're on?
2/17/23.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Victoria Alden, case number CRB 2344.
Tyler Smith is here. Victoria Bolden is here.
It's awesome.
No problem.
Nothing to say to them at all. My daughter gets her arm fixed. and- Who is that?
What is it? State your name.
It's Aaron Sowers with Riverside.
That's what I meant.
Is that a protection order? Stay away from her because I don't get her. I don't know her at all.
Okay, Victoria is here. Aaron Sowers is here.
I went there to talk to her.
Tyler Smith is here.
She said stay away from her, is what it says?
Okay.
What is a CPO?
Civil protector.
Oh, okay. So like just, like what if we're at the same game because we have kids that are both
For the
seniors in the same
record,
school?
Ron James
Just don't
has
recognize
served.
it or just keep myself?
Victoria with some papers from the sheriff's department, which we don't know exactly what that is, but it does have to do with this case. Yeah, let's look at this.
Well, our kids go to the same school.
Yeah, but I mean, just did you see that you got to turn around?
It's fine. The same for her too, right?
Yeah, she shouldn't be coming up to you or doing anything.
Can't I file one of these against her too?
If you want.
I'm going to, definitely.
That's yours.
Okay, thank you.
So, yeah, we're just going to sign a waiver, time waiver for 90 days.
Okay.
We'll come back. Just don't have any more issues with them.
I won't.
We'll get it. What's the like?
It's okay. I can't find an appointment. We're going to fix her arm on the floor. How crazy.
She just got CPO. Served on her. Oh, really? Yeah, there's some protection. So it's not an issue. Okay. 7 days, we'll come back on 30, see how things are going.
30?
Yeah, because we're just CPO, so we'll get a date set.
Okay, no problem.
Mr. Smith, was there a return of service on that CPO that the court needs?
How do I file that against her too?
You'd have to go to,
Iron.
there is a return to service with it.
Maybe we can keep that.
Tyler, have you seen the protection order of the CPO?
It's right here.
Did they issue an ex parte order?
Looks like it.
We don't normally serve those, Your Honor, so our court staff isn't
This one needs
aware
to
of the process.
process service.
So what we're asking for, Your Honor, is about a continuance of about 4 weeks. It'd be okay, we'll see where we stand at that time. We weren't aware about the protection order until just now.
Not sure what they would want us to do.
Mr. Smith, are you agreeable to the 2/24/23 date
That's fine.
at 10 a.m. for a pretrial? Bond continues.
What date, Your Honor?
24.
2/24/23 at 10 a.m.
State of Ohio versus Casey J. Jackson, case number CRB 22510.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And CRB 22165 and D.
Sister, it's just well, they're just supposed to fax out from us. Yeah, this is one from last week. And this is a letter, his next court date, today's next court date, a detailed letter for today, so. Have you gone to the meetings this week? No, they got me scheduled for next week. Okay.
Tyler Smith's here on behalf of the defendant. The defendant is here.
Yes, Your Honor, we were here last week. We were waiting on a letter from PATH. They hadn't sent it as of the time we were here Friday all day. They did get faxed, it looks like, today from last week's request. So his next meeting is until next week. So I think we're just on one of those where we're going to see how treatment goes and everything else with the state. So we're going to ask for a new date to come back, see how the report is the next time.
Well, this report doesn't say anything. I don't know if you've read it or not.
I have read it, Your Honor. It just talks about that he is at PATH. He just got started with this, so we're trying to get some appointments. His next appointment's not until next week, so.
How much time do you need?
We can do 3 or 4 weeks maybe to get him some meetings in and everything else.
How about February 24th?
That's fine, Your Honor.
Do you need a time waiver on that?
I'm preparing one, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
What time is 10 o'clock?
Yeah, 10 o'clock. Make sure we get an updated report.
State of Ohio versus Daniel J. McGlone, case number CRB 2365. Mr. Stiles, please.
Your Honor, Mr. McGlone is a co-defendant with a defendant who was heard earlier in the docket. That case was set for the 10th of February. I'm asking this case be set for the same day. And we will waive time constraints to accomplish that.
210?
Yes, Your Honor.
Luke Steyer is representing Daniel McGlone. He's under a salvage bond. And Mr. Steyer is asking for a continuance of the pretrial, which we're granting. To 2/10/23 at 10 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You gonna
Pretty
file
good.
the schedule?
Thank
with
you.
it?
Yeah, I am, yes. Yes, I'm going to do that. Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Brianna P. Carter, case number CRB 22547 and CRB 22682.
Your Honor, there's a co-defendant on this, Austin Watts. He's also my client, so he should be in the same stack.
Trina Thornton.
John Easton.
State of Ohio versus Austin Watts, case number CRB 22546.
Oh, okay.
Did you represent both of these?
I do, Your Honor.
What about the workers' comp? How about your insurance?
I haven't heard from them. That's what I was wondering.
We don't know anymore.
She knows I have the information. If they've got, if you're gonna go to the other, you should obviously do not have the ones that will catch us. What we do, they use it.
Well, yeah, I think that's probably not a good idea.
But again, I work for you, and I'm not gonna make a decision for you, I can't. I don't think you do. So what are we doing there?
60 suspended.
Okay.
We're gonna stay away.
We're gonna dismiss this.
It's already dismissed.
No, it hasn't.
Okay, well then, yes.
Okay.
I thought we already did
No,
last
that's why he's been called.
Okay.
His case is still on.
No, for the other victim.
But him, his case.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay, I'm just.
Oh, no, because there's 3 victims.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Let's talk about his case then. Okay. I think we have a agreed to set of dispositions for these cases. I believe the state is going to nolly the case against Mr. Watts. Is that correct?
That is correct.
All right.
We haven't been able to locate the alleged victim in that matter, so we're going to nolly it.
That case is dismissed.
Thank you.
Now, Mr. Watts
Then-
is no longer involved in this case.
So you can have a seat if you want to. You can stand here. It doesn't matter. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. And then regarding Ms. Carter, there are 2 charges pending. I'm not sure which number is which. One is going to be nollied, I believe, correct?
Which one?
I don't know which one is which. That's what I was saying to you. Pam Hicks is 82. Per page. And then, so which one are we figuring to?
They're both here, these two guys, Payne's here and the other one is here.
They're both here.
So
We're just still concurrent.
Okay, all right. So they're going to get restitution, so they'll do both, not restitution, 60 days. 60 days jail suspension. Okay. So, all right, Ms. Carter is going to plead guilty to the pending charges with an agreed to sentence of 60 days in jail, suspended, concurrent on both probation, $100 fine, and court costs. We had discussed the question of restitution. There's pretty serious dispute about some issues there and some evidence that's not been available yet. I've advised Ms. Carter that the alleged victims would have the right to seek a civil remedy if they so chose, and that this guilty plea would impact that, but that for the purposes of our purposes, no restitution. And a no contact order.
For both of the alleged victims.
Yes, they waive.
Okay, you were both talking at the same time, so what did you say?
No contact orders for both of the victims, which we are preparing.
And what did you say?
I said yes, no contact orders.
Okay,
And then turned to say that just means you got to stay away.
so there's going to be a guilty plea on both charges?
On both charges against Ms. Carter,
All right.
there's going to be concurrent, there'll be merged for sentencing or concurrent sentencing, $100 fine, 60 days jail suspended, 2 years probation, order to stay away, and court costs. One set of court costs, because it's all arose out of a single incident.
Brianna, are you entering a voluntary guilty plea on both charges?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, does the state agree with the proposal that Mr. Steyer has set forth?
Yes, Your Honor, and our victims are here, and they also are in agreement. I don't think either one of them wants to say anything further to the court.
Neither one wants to speak, is that correct?
Yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
I just had a question. Are the fines and costs, everything concurrent, or is it just the jail times?
Everything is concurrent.
When is the review hearing? I'm going to ask Dorothy that.
It would be August the 28th, 2023, at 9 a.m.
So we're not sure on the fines. How much is in there? Hang on, I'll talk to you guys about it. You're going to talk about probation officer before you leave. I've got like 4 more cases to be called. I cannot talk to you further if you don't leave until I talk to you.
We would ask that they remain here until the no contact orders can be signed.
Absolutely.
We're agreeable to that, Your Honor.
Mr. Steyer, you'll show them how to meet with John Major.
Yeah, I've got a couple more cases to be called, so I told him to stick around.
I'll just tell you how to do that, but first let's get the no contact order signed. We're going to walk through the door and turn left and you'll see the probation department.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Just a second. Sign your name right here. All right. Thank you. All right, just wait out there for me. I'll talk to you in a few minutes, okay? Thank you.
Jasmine, do I need to sign that?
Yes, I'm gonna fill it out and I'll bring it right to you.
State of Ohio versus Tiffany Crabtree, case number CRB 22698.
Thank you.
Is Ellen Phillips here?
Mine is, 725.
Tiffany Crabtree is here. Luke Sire, attorney at law, is here. We're doing a pre-trial.
Well, I guess we set her trial. No, we won't go for trial. My offer is 60 days of jail, suspended 57. We take it probation. Offer 60 days in jail, 57 suspended.
That's fine. Your Honor, I think we're probably headed toward a trial on this one, but I think it would be fruitful to have one.
A trial,
I think we would be fruitful to have one more pretrial on this. So I'd like to ask for a pretrial at a date convenient to the court. I don't know if you've got like a list of days that are good to add on to or something.
$210 would be good. How's that for you?
That'd be fine, Your Honor.
210-23, and you're gonna sign a waiver?
Well, I've already prepared one.
Great. At 10 o'clock? Continue to 210-23 at 10 o'clock.
Get a hold of me later. Thank you.
State of Ohio versus Aaron C. Adkins, case number CRA 2356, A, B, and C. Your Honor, this case is being called a little bit out of order. It's a remand, but he's back in the holding cell, and the bail order used to be in the 19 jail. He's here.
Heather Atkins.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have a preliminary hearing on this. Is that right? Yeah. I thought I heard someone back there. So unusual nowadays. Roger Smith's here representing the defendant. The defendant's here in the courtroom. Are we going to have a preliminary hearing?
We are, Your Honor.
All right. Call your first witness, Mr. Hill.
We'll call Deputy DeWater, Your Honor.
Stand and raise your right hand. Yes, sir. You solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You may proceed.
Deputy, state your name, please.
Deputy Michael Lawyer.
You work with the Lawrence County Sheriff's Department,
Yes, sir.
and in your capacity with the Lawrence County Sheriff's, I guess it's office, not department, did you investigate a situation involving Aaron C. Atkins in Perry Township, Ohio, Lawrence County, Ohio, on January the 17th,
Yes,
2023?
South Point Police Department, that I wasn't investigating. Yes.
Okay, but you were present for the investigation. Do you recognize Aaron Atkins in the courtroom today, and can you point him out, please?
Yes, sir.
Let the record show the witness has just pointed to the gentleman sitting with Roger Smith with the orange outfit on.
I would like for you to state for the court what caused you to become involved with this investigation and what you learned?
Yes, sir. I was working in the upper end of the county, which consists of Chesapeake and Proctorville. Apparently, Mr. Atkins called in to the sheriff's office and said that he had sprinkled or poured gas throughout the house, had left, was to retrieve matches and come back to the home. South Point units were at court on the other end of the county and on their way here, so I started heading that way like the sirens. As I was pulling on to Fairview, where Mr. Atkins resided, dispatch informed me over the radio that Atkins had returned to the home and had matches. As I pulled in front of the home, South Point units pulled in behind me. We exited the vehicle. Aaron Atkins had poked his head around the door to look at us. We ordered him out of the house. As he approached us, still on the front porch, the stoop of the house, with his left hand, he tossed a book of matches onto the yard. He was ordered out the yard, and as he was being made secure by the South Point officer, he explained that the female in the house had killed his mother, and then she exited the home, and she stated that Aaron had started a fire inside the home. I went to my vehicle, grabbed a fire extinguisher, returned to the home. As I got to the doorway, you could smell the flammable liquid. I believe it was gasoline. As I looked around, there was a fire in the middle of the floor, and there was puddles throughout the house. The fire was growing towards the wall. I extinguished it with the fire extinguisher, and then made sure that the female was safe. She had gasoline burned on her as well. By this time, the South Point unit had already placed Mr. Atkins in the back of his vehicle. I knew there was an investigation to be conducted, so I offered to take Mr. Atkins to the jail. I was already heading that way anyways. As Mr. Atkins was getting out of the back of the vehicle, he had left his shoes in the back of the cruiser, and I said, "Hold on for some minutes, sir, I'll get your shoes for you." Mr. Atkins said something pretty odd at that time. He said, "I don't want them to have nails through them." Throughout my time with Mr. Atkins, he spoke kind of off the wall and erratic. He was then transported down to the sheriff's office where he was incarcerated from that point forward.
What did he say about the shoes?
They were a pair of leather sandals, and he stated that they had nails through the soles. He refused to put that on.
They had nails, did you say?
Nails, yes, sir.
Deputy, did you speak with Heather Atkins?
I believe that was a female. She was the one that advised me that he had started the fire.
Okay. And you said that she actually had gasoline on her as well?
Yes.
Did Mr. Atkins say anything to you about his intention in this?
The only time that he spoke with me as when Hawthorne was actually cuffing him and asked me what was going on, he explained that she had killed his mother. I'm unfamiliar with the family. I normally don't work that area of town. And then he spoke of the nails in his shoes. Other than that, anything kind of came from him was in there.
And South Point Police were involved in this also?
Yes, sir.
And it sounded like you testified that maybe you were the first on the scene.
I was the first one pulling the driveway. Officer Hawthorne was maybe 2-3 seconds behind.
Was Sergeant Pennington there also?
I believe he showed up as I was carting.
That's all I have of this witness, Your Honor.
Just a couple of questions, Judge. So, as I take your testimony, you did not see my client pour gasoline throughout the house, correct? Okay, and you believe you smelled an odor which you associated with the smell of gasoline when you entered the residence?
Yes, sir.
And other than my client and I guess his sister, was anyone else present at the residence when you arrived?
Not aware of it. Just my sister, myself, and Officer Hawthorne.
Okay. Was a gas can recovered at the scene?
I'm sorry?
Was a gas can recovered at the scene?
Not by me, sir. I didn't conduct an
Or,
investigation.
I guess gas, it could be any kind of container that you think might have contained gasoline, nothing like that. You didn't recover anything like that?
I didn't recover one, no, sir.
And did you recover any physical evidence yourself from the scene?
No, sir. I extinguished a flame or a fire. I gave the fire extinguisher carcass to the units as evidence. I observed him throw the matches, and then I transported him to the sheriff's office to the jail.
Did you observe and the fire extinguisher you used, that was one out of your cruiser? Okay, did you observe a fire extinguisher inside the residence other than the one you took into it yourself?
No, sir. I didn't look for one.
And you said he made a comment about his leather sandals having nails in them. Did you ask him questions, or he just volunteered that information to you?
He volunteered that. I actually told him, I was like, hang tight for it. It had been raining outside, it was wet, the pavement was wet, there was a puddle. I offered to get his shoes up the back of the South Point Cruiser for him. He said he didn't need them, they had nails through the soles.
Okay. Did you conduct any type of formal interview with my client?
No, sir, I didn't speak with your client.
Okay. And do you know if there's any video of the alleged incident, maybe inside a home camera, outside camera?
I'm not aware of that, sir. I wish I could offer you more information. But
That's fine. If you don't know, that's acceptable answer. I was curious if there's any video cameras you noticed inside or outside the home. You didn't?
I was unaware, sir.
Okay. And as I take it from your testimony, you have had, or maybe still have, concerns with my client's mental stability. Is that a fair statement?
I'm not a mental health professional by any means, but whenever someone tells me that they have nails through a pair of shoes, it does kind of collect my attention.
Okay. And I know, just in layman, you're not a psychiatrist, psychologist, but
No, sir.
it was enough, it aroused some concern as to his ability to think and speak
I was
clearly.
unaware if it was due to the mental state or drug induced. I'm unaware.
Okay, I think you said, and I might have been wrong, but he was talking out of his head or talking incoherently.
He was not making a lot of sense of the things he was saying. Once again, that could also
Okay.
be altered mental state or methamphetamine use. I'm not a specialist for that, so I can't testify to that.
Sure, but he wasn't in charge of the drug crime, was he? He was in charge of the drug crime, possession or trafficking. And you didn't recover any methamphetamine or other drugs off of him when you arrested him?
I didn't pat it out, sir.
I have no further questions, Judge.
Nothing else of this witness, Your Honor.
All right, you step down. Thank you.
We will call Sergeant Pennington from South Point Police. Somewhere in the building. There he is.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes, sir. You may be seated.
Sergeant, state your name for the record, please.
Sergeant Pennington, South Point Police Department.
As part of your duties there with the South Point Police Department, did you have occasion to come into contact with Aaron C. Atkins on January 17th there in South Point?
I actually didn't myself. He was arrested and transported to Orange County Jail before I got a report.
Did you have any part in discussing this or having any kind of interrogation of Mr. Atkins?
I attempted to speak with Mr. Atkins at Orange County Jail. He did not want to speak.
So the officer that, did you go to the scene at all?
The second day, I met with the state fire marshal, one of their agents at the scene.
What did you find out during that part of your involvement?
Their agency collected a few things from the house. The sister provided us cell phone footage of Mr. Atkins breaking the window out of the front of the house to enter the house.
Have you seen that video?
Yes, I believe the court gave a copy.
Okay. Did the fire marshal make a conclusion about the cause of the fire?
I'm not aware.
Was there indication that it was an act of arson?
He was treating that as so.
Did Mr. Atkins make any statements to any of your officers about his intent in the acts that were done?
Corporal Hawthorne was there, as long as I was with the deputy, Delotto. I believe he made some statements to them. I don't know.
And Officer Hawthorne is here today.
Yes, sir.
Did you get a statement from Heather Atkins? Did you speak with her?
Lieutenant Abrams did. I believe he arrived on scene after the initial arrest and interview. Ms. Atkins.
When you went to the scene the next day, what did you observe?
There was a lot of debris in the house. There was still leftover powder from fire extinguisher in the living room. There was glass knocked out. The stoves were busted. It was all supposedly that took place during the altercation.
That's all I have for this witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Smith. Thank you, Judge. So Sergeant, I take it from your testimony, you did not collect evidence yourself, but the State Fire Marshal collected evidence?
Yes, and I believe Corporal Hawthorne on the initial response collected something.
Do you have any idea what the evidence was that was collected?
Yeah, it was, I believe it was the shirt that Miss Atkins was wearing, and then there were some matches and the jug that had some liquid gasoline. It was turned over to the fire marshal.
And I would presume, and you would probably know this, or may not, I don't know. They would normally log it. When they take evidence, they would keep a log of it. Is that pretty standard practice anytime you take evidence? The sister's video, you said it was a cell phone video, and you believe that's been turned over to the prosecutor and or the court?
Yeah, so I just used my body cam to take a video of the video, but it was submitted with the surveillance videos.
Okay, so there's a record of it somewhere, either the court or the prosecutor, it's been preserved, is my question. Okay, no further questions.
We have nothing further of this witness, Your Honor.
Thank you. You can step down.
We'll call Corporal Hawthorne from South Point Police.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I do. You may be seated.
Corporal, give the court your name and where you're employed.
W.A. Hawthorne, South Point Police Department.
You're a corporal with the South Point Police?
Yes.
And in connection to your work there, did you have occasion to investigate a situation involving Aaron Atkins on January 17th, 2023?
Yes.
Could you start and just walk through what your involvement was?
Well, I was just leaving court in Ironton when the Sergeant Pennington was dispatched to the call. He called me and said that he was out of the area and needed me to respond. So I headed back towards South Point. Came in behind Deputy DeLauder just in front of the food fair. We both arrived in 111 Fairview about the same time. As I was exiting my vehicle, Aaron was coming out of the front door of the house. Myself and Sergeant or Deputy DeLauder were both telling him to get his hands up, turn around. He had thrown something away from his body. I wasn't sure what it was at that time. I approached him from the back, tried to put his hands behind his back, was putting handcuffs on him when he made the statement that Heather killed his mother and now he was going to kill her. I placed Aaron in the back of my police cruiser and then started going through the house to check for other persons if there was any. There was an odor of gasoline throughout the house. There was liquid on the living room floor, his bedroom, and his mother's old bedroom. There was liquid substance on all those areas. I came back out, asked Heather what was going on. She said that she had heard some loud popping.
Heather?
His sister.
Okay.
Popping coming from upstairs, so she came out from the basement to see what Aaron was doing. And she said he had been breaking out the windows and she could smell the gas, and then he had actually threw some gas on her, and then said he was going to go get matches. And he had returned to the house with matches and started striking and throwing them in various rooms, and she got between him and the bedrooms in the hallway. She said that he had done it several times, and that's about the time we arrived, and he stopped and went outside to engage us. That's whenever he was told to put his hands up and take him into custody. After I did that,
Well, let me ask you this. You actually witnessed places that had been burned?
I say that the cloth material that dipped in the water had extinguished, laying on the living room floor, covered in the extinguisher dust, and then seen the other rooms in the house.
Was Heather Atkins actually burned at all?
Once I got a closer look at her right eyebrow and the hair on the right side of her head had been singed.
And you recognize Aaron Atkins here in the courtroom today?
Yes, he said at the defense table. I've known Aaron for years.
That's all I have in this witness, Your Honor.
Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Judge. Corporal Hawthorne, South Point employs body cameras, correct?
Correct.
And was your body camera active during your interaction with my client?
That day, no, because it was my day off. I was subpoenaed to juvenile court to testify in a case there. And we were moving from one location to another location, and I misplaced my body camera, so I'm not sure where it was at that day.
Fair enough. Let me ask you this. Is this house, this address you went to, is it near a food fair, you said?
It's behind the food fair.
Okay.
It's half a block away.
Okay. And when you arrived at the residence, was his sister Heather in the house, outside the house? Where was she when you first arrived?
She was in the house. She came out of the house after Aaron came out.
Okay. And he told you after he doused the house with gas that he was leaving to get matches?
No, he told that to Heather.
Okay.
That's what I was advised on the radio.
Okay. And do you know if he left the house and came back?
That's what I was advised, is he was back at the house at that time.
Okay. When he left the house, did Heather attempt to lock the door to not let him back in with matches? To your knowledge?
No idea on that.
And when you arrived, with the information, he just doused the house with gasoline, he leaves to get matches. She wasn't at the food fair saying, God, somebody help me, he's trying to burn me up. She was still in the house with him.
Correct.
Do you think that's a little bit odd? Does she still remain in the house to let him go get matches, let him back in?
Some people do some weird things.
Okay. Fair enough. No further questions.
That's all, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Hawthorne.
And we have no further witnesses, Your Honor.
The defendant does not intend to put any evidence on at this hearing, Judge.
Do you want to make statements, or you just want me to proceed?
Well, Your Honor, we feel that for purposes of a preliminary hearing, we've shown substantial evidence that there was an attempt to burn the house down, and the intent of the party to actually, he said he was going to kill his sister. So we feel that the charges of attempted aggravated murder and aggravated arson are justified at this time, and we have shown at least probable cause that these things occurred. So we would ask that the case be bound over on the bond, which was set previously at $500,000.
Mr. Smith?
I would respectfully disagree with Mr. Hill's assessment of the case. Heather did not testify today. We have secondhand information from the police officers that she said he doused the house with gas, was going to burn me up. We don't know who put the gasoline there. As far as we know at this point, Heather's setting him up. She could have put the gas in there, poured it on her clothes. I find it extremely suspicious. He says, I'm going to burn you up. Let me go get some matches, sis. He leaves. She doesn't lock the door. Not only that, she lives behind food fair. Common sense says she's going to food fair and saying, somebody called me, this horrible thing happened to me. She didn't. She's in the house with my client who's supposed to have done these horrible things. I don't think there's enough evidence at this point to have this bound over. I would ask that all charges be dismissed, and if they want to take it directly to the grand jury, that they can, but I don't think they've shown enough evidence to send it to the grand jury at this point.
Your Honor, the confession was given straight to the officers, so.
Well, I need to find probable cause or dismiss the case, so. And we're not here to try this case today. If we were, obviously you would lose because we don't have proof beyond a reasonable doubt presented. But we do have probable cause. And you're not trying to try the case today. So all the evidence is in, and I'm finding there is probable cause to believe the felony of attempted aggravated murder was committed by the defendant. And I'm going to bind the defendant over to the grand jury in Lawrence County. And as far as I'm concerned, our part of this case is concluded.
Yes, sir.
So you're free to. Okay.
Talk to anybody up there.
Lunches here.
Court is now back in session. State of Ohio versus Jeremy W. Lewis, case number TRC 222562 A and B. And case number CRC 22674.
Who is this?
Lewis.
Lewis.
Jeremy Lewis.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes. Luke Sires here representing the defendant. Thank you. Luke has handed me a report from Pathways which shows it's a very favorable report. Randall West completed the report.
Your Honor, this is one that we are following the treatment, which appears to be going pretty well, so I'm not sure what the state's pleasure at this point is.
Well, we wanted to continue in the treatment, we encourage these, made some progress. So what we would want to do is just come back and check his continued progress. I don't know if there's anything here that indicates how much longer they thought that they would be keeping him in the program.
No, he's just in outpatient, he can basically continue.
I'm not sure this is something that has a proposed end date.
Well, we'd want to go on a little bit longer on this.
All right, Your Honor, maybe go out roughly a month. Got the 27th of February, I'm available.
Let's make it 2/27/23 for pre-trial, 10 a.m.
Yeah, 2/27/23, 10 o'clock.
State of Ohio versus the
Appreciate you. Good work. Thank you.
Case number CRB 2257.
Thank you. Luke Steyer is here representing Olivia O'Brien at the pre-trial. Mr. Steyer, who is she receiving counseling with?
OVP, Your Honor.
You have a report?
I do. Let's show it to Mr. Hill. Can I approach?
Please. Favorable. Where are we on this, Mr. Steyer?
Your Honor, this is another, we've been following treatment. I'm not certain what what the state's pleasure on this matter is. So, I would.
Let's hear from Mr. Hill.
Well, Your Honor, way back in September, we indicated that we wanted her to be successful in her treatment and that we would be willing to dismiss the charges at a later date once we have become assured that she's done what she was supposed to do in counseling and has followed through. So she's making some progress, but we don't feel that necessarily that she's made it all the way, but she's doing better. So we're encouraged by that.
Is it true that you haven't had anything to drink?
October 11th.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's really amazing. And it says here, you know what the effect the alcohol was having.
Yes.
How much
Still better
time?
with Fridays.
Yes.
Your Honor, we were up to 6 weeks this time. I'd like to maybe go a little bit further. March 31st is about 8 weeks from now, roughly. And we need to stick with Fridays for Ms. O'Brien due to our work schedule. So I would ask that we come back on the 31st of March if that's a date agreeable to the court.
If that's agreeable with Mr. Hill,
We are agreeable.
you have a waiver, right?
Yes, we'll waive time constraints to accomplish this.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good.
Continued 3/31/23 at 10 a.m. for pre-trial.
State of Ohio versus Amber Ramey, case number TRC 222571 A&B. Amber Ramey.
Thank you. Luke Sire is here, representing the defendant. Amber Ramey is here. The charges are OVI, no operator's license.
Your Honor, we have reached what I believe is an agreed to recommendation for disposition, and in exchange for a guilty plea to the 2 charges, the state would join the defense in recommending 10 days in jail suspended to the 3-day school, 30 hours community service, and a $375 fine, as well as court costs. And okay.
We do agree with that, Your Honor.
What offense is this, Your Honor?
It's first offense,
First.
with no aggravating factors.
All right, let's hear the agreement again.
10 days jail suspended to 30 hours community service and the 3-day driving school, a $375 fine, court costs, and a 6-month driver's license suspension.
We're in agreement, Your Honor.
And the suspension would date back to the original date of the offense due to the test score.
And how long is the agreed upon suspension?
10 days, Your Honor?
So it's going then, right? I mean,
No, I'm sorry. The
license.
I thought you meant the suspended jail time. I apologize. A 6-month license suspension dating back to the original date, which I don't think is over yet. I think we're close, but I don't think it's over.
It was October 24th, so that will be April 22nd.
Yeah, so we've got about 3 months left.
And I'm sorry, what was the no OL? Was there an agreement on that?
Merge for sentencing or no fine. I don't know how you want to do that.
Has your client obtained a driver's license?
She can't. There's a suspension active right now. She can't get a driver's license. In order to get her driver's license back, she'll have to wait out the suspension and pay the reinstatement fee before she can obtain a license. You understand that?
Yeah, I think so.
You can't get your license while you have a suspension.
Okay.
You understand you can't drive, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to make sure Dorothy has all this. $375 fine, 10 days in jail suspended, 30 hours community service with Josh Cooper. Six-month license suspension dating back from the date of the offense. 3 days in the school. When's the next school?
February 2nd through the 5th.
Are you gonna be able to make the February 2nd school?
Are there slots available at that
I'll
time?
have to request off work.
Excuse me?
Like, do we come and go each day?
No, you have to go in on Thursday and you leave on Sunday. You also have to pay in advance for it.
Okay.
So I doubt it'll happen that quickly, Your Honor.
Okay, we want to get that done as soon as possible, okay?
Okay.
2-year probation level 4. Court cost assessment. You'll do the assessment at the school, correct?
I assume so, Your Honor.
You'll do the assessment, right?
Yes.
Okay, now, does that take care of everything that you have?
Review hearing on August the 28th, 2023 at 9 a.m. Now, we'll
Okay,
get entries
now,
on it.
Amber, you have a review on 8/20,
28.
8 what? 8,
August 28th, 2023 at 9 a.m.
If you've gotten everything done, you'll have to come back for that. If you haven't, you have to come back and explain why you haven't done it.
okay. Amber,
Yes.
you have a review hearing on 8/28/23 at 9 a.m. Now, when you come back, it's best to have everything done on your probation, and this is all workable.
Okay.
Now, the no OL, she's entered a guilty plea on that too, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. There's one court cost for both cases,
Yes, Your Honor.
and there's no fine on this one, on the no OL, because the agreement was the total fine would be for both cases. Now, I want to make sure I have everything. Now, do you have everything, Dorothy?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
That's
I'm going
everything.
to adopt we're doing sentencing right now, and you've entered a plea of guilty to OBI and no operators. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do you have anything you want to say? Is this voluntary?
No.
Are you entering a voluntary plea of guilty?
Yes.
All right. Now, I'm adopting what your lawyer and the state have agreed to, and you're agreeing to that. So, you need to see John Major before you leave, and does she see you today? No. Okay.
Your Honor, she also needs to see the representative of the spectrum who is here to talk about the 3 days.
Yeah, that's very important. Lately we've been having cases where people aren't getting the school done. That's so important to get it done right now, as soon as you can. I understand you have to work it out with work. Where do you work?
Autism services.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
I feel like you're going to do a good job on this. I really do.
State of Ohio versus Corey R. Taft, case number CRB 22770, A and B.
Corey Taft is here.
Your Honor, we have an agreed to disposition on this matter as well. Mr. Taft would plead guilty to both charges in exchange for a concurrent sentence on both of 6 months in the Lawrence County Jail, all suspended, to 2 years probation, and a $100 fine. And court costs, of course, Your Honor. And a term of probation would be that he continue to follow through with his case plan in the juvenile probate court.
Pleading guilty to...
Assault and child endangerment, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. the plea bargain agreement, what was the probation term?
2 years probation, Your Honor.
Level 4?
We did not discuss the level. We assumed that would be left up to the court to decide.
Level 4 on that? Yes. Okay. All right, it's plea of guilty to both charges. Now, we're doing sentencing today, Corey. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Are you pleading guilty to both charges?
Yes, sir.
What Mr. Steyer has said that you're agreeing to, or that the plea bargain arrangement was 6 months in the Lawrence County Jail, suspended. Was there any credit for time served of any
Were you ever
kind?
arrested on this?
Nothing.
No, no time served, Your Honor.
$100 fine plus court costs, and that
covers both cases. It rose out of a single instance. There would only be one court cost anyway, but everything else was concurrent.
all right, $100 fine covering both cases, court costs, one court cost, 30 hours community service, 2 years level 4 probation. And you need to see John Major before you leave.
Yes, sir.
It was not, Your Honor.
I didn't hear that.
It's not, but we're going to add 30 hours community service. Will that,
That's fine, Your Honor.
all right. Thank you. All right, we're going to take a recess for lunch. As soon as we get finished, we'll keep going.
Wait, is there a review hearing date, Your Honor?
Thank you.
August the 28th, it will be on the entries as well.
August 28th, 2023 at 9 o'clock a.m. You have that, Mr. Steyer?
I do, Your Honor. Thank you. We'll step out there and I'll talk to you.